Welcome back to Andertons TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Special day today.
It is a special day.
We get our analog on.
Absolutely. This pedal is so famous that even the Police wrote a song about it. Right? Anyway,
It's just so
I
sad.
don't even. Although to be honest with you,
It's so
this
sad.
has failed. This pedal has failed in the usual criteria for Andertons getting excited about pedals.
Yeah.
Because as far as we know, John Mayer's never used one, right?
Well, he has used it when he did a Barbra Streisand.
So he used it
did a
once?
solo for, I think, but I don't know if it was on or not. Barbra Streisand and John Mayer. But I think it was one of the
It's in the
first
board.
versions. Was it
Fine.
not? That's
So
version 4.
it does
but
pass the test. So look,
Yeah.
the Analog Man King of Tone is legendary, really. It's
Yeah.
borderline sort of, like sort of Clon Centaur legendary.
It's unicorn legendary.
It's unicorn legendary. So you can only buy these by buying them direct from Analog
Hen's
Man
teeth.
or buying a second-hand one.
Yeah.
The pedal was designed, Mike, I'm going to get the pronunciation of his surname wrong, Pierre.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Designed this with the guitar player from a band called
The Band. Yeah, check it out.
And
Awesome.
the background to this is a little bit cliche because it's kind of like, it's yet another guitar player going, Tube Screamer's got this sort of mid bump, I'm a bit bored of it, can we do something else? So they start modding a Marshall Blues Breaker and eventually come up with a sound that, was transparent, so it's like, if you really like the sound of your guitar and you really like the sound of your amp, but you want to hear it kind of like pushed and, here we go. Kind of feel like we've heard that 100 times from
But that
all
was one of the
manufacturers.
first stories that came from that, wasn't it? That was the beginning of it all.
Anyway, it's a great sounding pedal. It has currently a really sensible retail price.
Yeah.
The brand new price, if you just want to get in the queue, is sort of, $275, I think, and
Yeah.
then there's you can have some options that might add another, could add another 10 to 50 sort of bucks on top. Anyway, however, you have to wait 4 years in the queue at the moment. This is as of 2022 to get one. And of course, all those people that can't be bothered to wait and just want one instantly tomorrow are paying like $1,000 on eBay to get one of these. So
that
it's
one is
nuts.
for sale.
Yeah.
If you want, that's 1,500 quid.
This is Pete's.
Yeah, right.
Okay, this
I've
was
had it for
made
10 years.
in January 2015, according to the thing on the back. It's serial number 7785.
Yeah.
It's a V4 King of Tone. V4, I think, has 6 knobs on it. The previous version had 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the sort of background. The reason we're doing the video today, though, is that Analog Man and MXR have officially teamed up, right?
What was that?
I don't know. That was my teaming up gesture. They've teamed up to make a pedal called the Duke of Tone. And this will be sold through music stores and should be just available like that. It is designed to be one half of a King of Tone. So I assume if you buy 2 of these and put a some sort of rubber band around it,
you
you
could
get yourself a King of Tone.
Yeah.
So we've got Duke of Tone, which we're going to go
basically.
into.
It's the
Yes.
it's the principle of tone.
Inside the original Analog Man are some dip switches, which I'll show you in a minute, that allow you to set each side of the pedal to either a boost, an overdrive, or a distortion mode. They are the basic circuit on either side of a King of Tone is 2 identical pedals, and it's just the dip switches and the way you would set them that allow you to change them.
Yep.
What we are going to do for a bit of fun as well is if you can't be bothered to wait 4 years or pay £1,000 for a King of Tone, you haven't got enough money to buy the MXR one, which I think is £185 is its kind of launch price. There's also this pedal, which is nothing to do with, it's not officially anything to do with King of Tone, but it is the Tone City King of Blues.
King of Blues.
Which is sort of, their,
I mean, other Analog Man
Are there other
clones
analog?
are available. Yeah, there was.
Like what,
I've just
though?
looked. There was one called 68 pedals or something, or there are a few available online if you type in King of Tone, Analog Man King of Tone.
This says warning: do not remove the back cover. It's also got posi drive rather than screws.
Oh, right,
so
right.
I was just going to see if there were dip switches in there, but I suspect if it says warning: do not remove the back cover, there won't be.
There's
anyway,
a reason for that, Lee. But before we go on, please, like and subscribe. Okay.
Yeah, you could win another unicorn pedal.
Yeah.
Half
We
of
should
me
put
is
them both
tempted.
together.
Half of me is tempted to buy a King of Tone and give that away when we get to say 900,000. Is that a commitment?
Yeah, that'll probably be 4 years you've got on the waiting list.
We're
I'll
going
probably
to
wait.
yeah, we're going to, anyway, whatever. We'll stay tuned. We might do some
That's a
other
good idea.
incentives to subscribe.
Ooh.
So let's just switch it on. I've taken the backs off these pedals so that I can quickly flip them and show you. But let's switch on let's get our teeth into the King of Tone. Now, Pete he didn't even realise there were dip switches inside this until we started doing this video.
I probably did way back then, but
Yeah.
it's been sitting in...
The stock selection or the stock setting is that the yellow side is set to be the clean boost and the red side is set to be overdrive, and the distortion mode is not how it comes as standard, so you'd have to change things, and you can basically change either side to be whatever you want it to be. But let's get a little listen. We're using a Victory DP40, so we just have our
And
classic
it's my...
plain.
I know what I'm doing here, so I can... I know it sounds great,
Yeah, it's
I know
just
what
a
it
classic, good, middle-of-the-road clean tone.
Middle of the road, people.
Yeah.
We should talk about clean tone at some point. It's like, what is a good clean tone? What is it about clean
What is
tone?
it about?
Anyway, let's get...
Okay,
let's move
so
on.
yellow side with everything on the Mick Taylor setting.
There's not much going on. A bit more treble and...
Yep. So we've got volume, drive, tone, same on both sides.
Yeah.
So let's just see maybe if we go a little bit Mick Taylor.
See, I like that. And if I go on back pickup... That's a good sound.
It's a great sound.
Very
The
inspiring.
red side is set to the overdrive mode. So let's...
Yeah, see, that I found when when I first bought it, you have to turn it up
That's
a bit.
like a Blues Breaker thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it all
Blues
have to-
Breaker,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the gain is in the last 25%.
It's a good sound
And again,
too.
it is transparent in a way that what it's not doing is choosing a particular frequency and going, oh, have more of that. It's just, for me, it is just like a very balanced drive
It's
tone.
great, it's great.
It's not
I keep
hugely
it-
changing the characteristic.
Every
of
time I
everything.
plug that thing in, I know
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh, why am I not using that more?
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to steal it off the board, probably.
You can have both pedals together. Now,
Yeah.
I must admit, I don't know. Is it 1 into 2 or which way round? Are we not sure? We don't know.
Yeah, go fish.
Let's see what happens.
You know
Let's
the game,
just-
go fish.
Okay.
That's the boost into
would
the
say-
drive, isn't it?
You think? I would say it's this into this one.
That's difficult to say, but it's...
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, it kind of doesn't matter because you can set
You can set
either
them.
side to be.
Yeah.
One can be you could have that
sounds
side
good.
be in the boost and that side be in the overdrive if you want to. But there we are.
sounds
That's the sort of.
good.
This is Pete's stock setting.
Yeah.
So
Stock.
obviously, what we can't do with the Duke Tone, unless you buy two of them, is have the two pedals. To be honest with you, we should. MXR only sent us one for the video. They
did.
should really have sent two, and then we could have literally had the double Duke of Tone.
But there was
Comparison.
there's not many in the country now. There is
no,
only a couple in the country, so that's why.
Even though this isn't going to be limited edition, I suspect on day one, there'll be 4 years worth of pent up demand for this. We're going, oh, why? Some of those people just go, blimey, might as well just buy that and have it
Yeah.
now. So I suspect these will be tough to come across
If you buy
on
4 of
day
them.
one. But look, so you see a little switch. So what's kind of cool on the Duke of Tone from MXR is the dip switch that's internal on the King of Tone is now an external switch, which is great. So nice and easy to get to. So we're going to leave it on the boost side, which means it's the same as the yellow side. And let's just do some sort of, let's see how close we are. If we found that nice kind of everything sort of 2 o'clock, and then we do the same on the Duke of Tone. Let's see how similar we are. And again, remember, this is an official collaboration between the two. So George Tripps from MXR worked with Mike Piera from Analog Man. They spec'd all the components, the design, everything, gave it the seal of approval.
You're bigging it up now, Lee. You're bigging it up.
Yes, where it sounds totally different.
Needs a bit more volume.
There's more volume, isn't there?
No, it needs more volume.
Out of the
bit more drive there now, isn't it? Yeah, it seems to have a little bit more drive.
Observation number 1 is it's not, you don't have the settings the same to make them sound the same. You've obviously got, which I guess makes sense, because you know they are different pedals. So you've obviously got to find the setting that you like on each pedal.
I mean, that's close. You know, it's close.
I guarantee you it's one of those ones, if I took away the visual side of this, in other words, if you couldn't see me changing, I guarantee you would probably be going, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Now it's interesting.
It seems like
isn't
there's
it?
a little bit
Because
more low end feel from the Analog Man. It seemed to feel slightly more.
The tone thing is interesting me here.
I mean, honestly,
so there's the natural setting of the Duke of Tone is to be quite a bit brighter than the King of Tone. So you know, to match the tone setting at like 2 o'clock on the King of Tone, I've got it at maybe 11 o'clock on the Duke of Tone. It doesn't really matter.
But that makes sense because you have to. You know, I always, when I've used the King of Tone, I always have everything up like a lot because you need to put lots in it. So that's why they probably just moved that potentiometer someplace else, you know.
Let's move into its overdrive mode. So at the moment, basically now we're going to jump over to the red side. So perhaps we'll do the same thing again. Perhaps we'll just do our sort of 2 o'clock comparison and see if it's close or not. In fact, I'm going to go 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Much more gain there. Still not too much gain on the.
You think so?
Yeah, it's kind of fizzy, isn't it? Fizzy, but
no, that's this one.
No, the other one. You need more volume, less gain. And it's still got that. There's not as much gain on that one.
On this one.
There's like a. I
think it's a treble and
I don't know what I'm
thing.
calling it, a fence. But I don't know, I just hear fence. I see the sound makes me think of a fence. It's more. That's got more nasally mid in.
Right,
It's got more mid in it. But why am I cleaning the fence? It's so weird. It's different. There's the drive is slightly different on that. Whether it's there's like this. There's this. But it's close. It's close. But there is something.
I think sometimes, and maybe the mics will pick this up well. I'm sitting much further off axis from the cab than Pete is. Even Pete's slightly off axis, in fairness. But so what I'm hearing, the treble frequencies will be less the further I sort of sit over to the side. So from where I'm sitting, I'm going, wow, it's marginal, the difference between these two.
Yeah.
But obviously where Pete's sitting, if it is very much a sense of that sort of something on the top end, you might hear that a bit more. Yeah. Anyway, look, what are you hearing?
I can absolutely hear it's a little bit more scooped. I can hear everything Pete's saying.
Right, interesting.
Well, there we go.
This is so Oz has got the headphones on and he's hearing what the mics are hearing. So that's interesting.
There we are.
But look, I mean, so I can take the tone down more.
It's more scooped, isn't it? It is close.
Anyway, now I flipped them over.
Flip it.
Hopefully this is nicely and sharp and in focus and you can see everything. Now, clearly you can see that the two pedals are not identical and therefore I guess, you know, they're never going to sound identical. They'll just sound very, very close.
Yeah.
So that's the inside of the Duke of Tone, and you can kind of see there's no dip switches or anything to sort of mess around with. This is the inside of the King of Tone, and these are the dip switches that I was talking about. Don't say that. Obviously, you've got, we're running both pedals off the same power supply, 9-volt Fender engine room power supply. You can, of course, run the bigger King of Tone, or the proper King of Tone off of a battery if you wanted to. No batteries in the little one, obviously not enough space. Now what I need to do, if I want if I want either side of this pedal to be in distortion mode now, I flip, so 1 and 2, the dip switches 1 and 2 do one side of the pedal, 3 and 4 do the other side of the pedal. Yeah. Okay, so now with dip switches 1 and 2 both on, that should put now my red side into its distortion mode, which isn't radically different. In fact, whilst the pedal is upside down, so you can see where the settings are, right? So everything sort of about 3 o'clock tone, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, something like that. Let me just switch between the distortion overdrive, because it's not, you know, it's not kind of like crazy different. So here's overdrive. Here's distortion.
It's more saturated and
slightly less volume, bit more compression, more saturation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So that's
Joe saturation.
Joe saturation. That's the distortion side. So it's a little easier to switch the Duke of Tone into that mode because obviously I can just literally switch.
You can, obviously.
So let's see. I think given that we know that there seems to be more gain in the Duke of Tone and maybe it's a naturally brighter pedal anyway, I won't try and match the controls as such. Let's just try and see
but the
where
brightness,
we get.
You've got the little controls inside of the King of Tone.
Is there a trim pot?
There's two trim pots, one for each side for the brightness, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So you can add a little bit more brightness in there, which I probably should do, but. Well, that's much more woolly, isn't it? It's like a woolly muff.
So more on the Duke of tone, isn't there? Do like an A chug.
Do tone a bit up.
Can you chug on the E?
That's for the flappiness. Can you hear that? That's what I was talking about when the drive section.
Kind of feel
it's clearer and cleaner.
When you were chugging on the A, I was almost like thinking it's not really a discernible difference at all. You chug on the E, and there's a very different. There's a slightly different kind of roll off on the bass
and
end,
it's flappy. It's clean there, but here, the bass. I wonder what happened to a chucked on the D. See, that doesn't have that flappy.
Chug on the D.
They do sound very similar. There's just the frequency.
I think
we've been critical, aren't we?
Well, I think we're being hypercritical. It would be interesting, not so much in a live environment, but in a recorded environment, whether or not you could just shelve some of that low end down slightly and then just completely make the two sound identical.
But you can make them sound the same. That's the thing. But I just think there is that low end sort of. What's the little control inside of that of the Duke?
There wasn't one.
Yeah, there is. There's little. See that one there? The blue one.
Oh, what you mean, the massive one right in the middle that I can't see? This is the problem with being old and short-sighted. Now, at the time of making this video, there is no technical spec on the Duke. I need a jeweler's screwdriver, the tiniest little one that you've got, or maybe the tiniest Phillips might work. Oh, here we go. Right, that's moving it. So we're on. Go back to the overdrive mode.
No, just leave it where it is. I'm interested to see if it takes that.
Just like play the G string, just like. So
that'll be the same as the one inside.
Yeah, I guess so, but it just didn't.
It sounds good though, man. It's close. Do you want to wait 4 years? Maybe 5 years now?
I think look, there it is. I mean, it's 97% in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to have the kudos necessarily of having a King of Tone analog man. I can't see these coming down on eBay anytime soon. And actually, massive respect to Mike for, you know, it would be easy for Mike to say, well, I'm just going to charge $600 each for these now, and you know, people will still buy them. The queue time will come down, but massive respect to him for saying, I'm not going to rip guitar players off. Just, that's what it is. It's all you people out there that buy these things to purely flip them.
Yeah,
you know, you're naughty people. He does say as well, he limits how many. So in your entire life of guitar shopping, if he sees you coming back to the store more than 4 times, he won't take the order. I suppose it's pretty easy to just put a different email address or whatever. But look,
but everybody's on social media today. If you want to find any guitar player, they're going on Instagram going, look at me, I've got it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so that's.
But we should absolutely have one to give away.
£185.
Yeah, man, it sounds great.
Hopefully in the shops for the time this video comes out, and if it isn't in the shops when this video comes out, it presumably soon will be.
I think it sounds great.
Okay, now
I think it's awesome.
Nothing to do with MXR now. Apologies. This is the Tone City King of Blues.
This is a thing we've never done, but which I've always wanted to do. Oops.
I have no idea. I say no idea. I vaguely remember that one of the first ever Instagram videos or something that I did on social media was me playing your...
Was it? Did we
I
do
think
that?
in the little room downstairs where we had the brick wallpaper, and I played the two of these, and it was just like going, they sound the same to me. But hey, that was a long time ago.
That was in
Let's have a little look.
2016 probably, or 15
Now,
when
I
I bought
can't
it.
remember. Let me see. Does this... I baked some of these dual Tone City pedals. Engine B, sort of like this side doesn't work unless this side is on. So let's just have a look. So it's two discrete, it's two pedals. So let's just, I mean, this
take
is
that
kind
back
of,
off.
Yeah, we'll take this back off of its distortion mode. So we're back to, so I'm so sorry, Pete, I've broken it. So this is back to stock mode where side one is boost, side two is overdrive.
Did you take it down?
So maybe you don't have to wait 4 years to spend $300. Maybe you just get one tomorrow for 50 quid.
No, man, honestly.
No, it's... Hey, man, look. It's all horses for
Honestly,
courses.
man.
Let's try side two. There's definitely something about the overdriven mode of the Analog Man that's got a little bit...
There's just some magic in it, isn't there? But
Yeah,
that's,
a little bit magic flavour.
That pedal is that's almost 10 years old now, isn't it? More than that.
This?
Yeah.
2015, 7 years old.
7 years old. A bit like my brain.
Let's just see what happens. So if you go both together...
It's a different gain, isn't it?
It's not that different, is it? But
yeah, it's clear. It's clearer in the Analog Man. I think it's a clearer gain. It's less.
Sorry, I put both on there.
They are close as well. Holy.
Well, there we are. Look, this was not a... This pedal's been around for ages as well, so you know, there we go. King of Blues.
But anyway, it's all about this pedal today.
Well, look, there we are. Hope you enjoyed this little video. We shall play out with Pete using a different guitar now. Thank you very much, Tone City, for your King of the Blues. Was that like a BB King signature, isn't it? It is nothing to do with BB King. Do you know what, though? Not bad for 60 quid or whatever that's supposed to be.
Honestly. No, it doesn't work, though.
So we shall play out with Pete now Les Pauling and me just switching between different modes.
Well, there you go. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm Pete.
I've been the captain. Yeah. Let's play.
You're the captain of Tone.
Bye.